Hi, I'm Scott Rawlings. I'm really excited to be here today to talk about the metaverse and what HP is doing right now today to lean into the future of the metaverse. And I'll be talking about how commercial applications and solutions are able to scale virtual reality and augmented reality securely. And I want to say a big shout out and thank you to the Global Metaverse Forum. We're super appreciative to have this opportunity to speak to you today and look forward to connecting with you all in the audience, hopefully in the not too distant future, as you're looking for opportunities to build out your virtual reality solutions. So without further ado, let's get into the presentation. At HP, we're all about reinventing reality. And in our commercial XR group, we realize how important it is to take a solutions approach. And so during this session, we'll be talking about what the different parts of an XR solution look like, how they fit together, and how our platform makes it easy to scale an end-to-end solution within a commercial enterprise. Our vision at HP in our commercial XR group is to drive the most desirable, immersive XR ecosystem that naturally empowers all people to improve themselves. All of us who are part of the industry of commercial extended reality, augmented and virtual reality solutions, we're all agents of change. So as you guys in your enterprises work with companies like HP and other partners related to forming your solution, we're all in this together to make a huge impact on how people and organizations can reach unprecedented levels of individual and organizational well-being, performance, and efficacy for tangible results. So let's embark, if you're new to this, on this journey together. And if you're already working on solutions, we look forward to the opportunity to talk more about what HP is up to and how we might be able to help. One area where virtual reality has gained already broad adoption is in the architecture, engineering, and construction, and the product development and manufacturing spaces. In these applications, we can do high fidelity visualization at human scale for new projects with digital twins and new designs. We can actually make changes in real time to the designs and have key stakeholders understand intimately how those changes impact the design. And we can better understand the designs and the products we're developing right at the front end of development, mitigating mistakes or changes later in the process that could be quite costly due to the lack of understanding by these stakeholders that are part of this process. We're working with all kinds of platform providers like Dassault and Dassault sets of solutions, Autodesk, plugins like Inkscape that work with SketchUp and Rhino and Revit from Autodesk. We're working with key solutions from partners that include Unity and Unreal Engine from Epic, and many others. Again, the adoption is prevalent. If people in these industries have not already started adopting these technologies, I'm confident that they're already looking at these solutions. And again, HP is a great partner to be working with. We have lots of solutions to bring to bear on this, including PC-attached headsets and other solutions that can help you navigate to improve your business and impact your workflow. We work with many enterprises with a wide range of solution partners that cover the gamut from immersive visualization for CAD designs to ways to collaborate with that visualization, to collaborate more generally across functional teams, to rapidly develop training solutions as you get closer to bringing your solutions to market and to supporting those solutions in new and innovative ways, and creating platforms to streamline the whole content development and content distribution process to your endpoints to transform your business with these exciting new technologies. We work with partners like Improve, that has a teleconferencing solution for immersive CAD collaboration, to companies like Glue that have spatial and event collaboration experiences. Mimbus has solutions for rapid skill development and training, and many other providers that we work with that have a huge impact on how we can transform the different functional areas of our enterprises with augmented and virtual reality. There's so many great examples of companies doing exciting work out there in the space of commercial work with virtual reality and augmented reality. Some of the partners we work with include Pixo VR, that is transforming workplace safety with virtual reality training. Mindesk is a great example of immersive CAD development right within VR. Periop Sim is transforming operating room simulation for training nurses on how to better handle the tools during difficult and complex procedures. Victory VR is a great company that is developing immersive training content for K through 12 and higher education, including biology and health areas and so many others. And Ovation, for example, for soft skills training, has a great solution for improving public speaking, again through simulating and trial and error as we give presentations over and over. That repetition, along with feedback and simulation, is a great way for us to improve our public speaking skills. There are so many other solutions that we could bring forward, but hopefully that gives you a taste of the broad range of VR solutions out there today that are making a huge impact on how we learn and how we work and how we improve our performance in the skills that we execute every day during our work. All these solution providers are doing such exciting work, and they're doing this work to transform how we work and how we work with each other in a number of important areas. Obviously, how we connect with each other. Many of us working at a distance with distributed teams, our ability to actually get into a shared virtual space around a digital three-dimensional object transforms how we can connect, how we can create, and how we can collaborate to get our work done. Obviously, how we learn is hugely impacted with the new training approaches that are being invented with virtual and augmented reality. Our retention rates are going up, while the time it takes for us to train and develop new skills is going down dramatically. And this virtual reality is really having a huge impact on how we train and how we learn. As we think about how this new wave of extended reality technologies is going to impact our work life, we understand that it's a magic key to unlock human potential. As we've entered and gone through recently this COVID pandemic, we've understood that more of us have had to work from home. And in terms of having a lot more change in the workforce and needing to develop skills remotely with training that's being executed in new and different ways, we've seen technology be adopted for new ways of training at 35% increase pre-COVID pandemic. Collaboration has a lot to do with how we communicate and how we can work with each other immersively. And being able to do that at a distance when we're again locked in our homes through pandemic exercises, and with the likelihood that this may happen again and that history may repeat, these technologies have a number of innovative approaches that help us rethink solving difficult problems. And then finally, our workforces are becoming more distributed than ever. We're working from hotels, from home, from remote locations, and being able to create and connect with people collaboratively at a distance in new ways where we can still have that three-dimensional experience is only afforded with these immersive XR type technologies. And then finally, being able to gamify, being able to simulate past experiences for new approaches to post-traumatic stress or to phobia treatments, to physical therapy where we gamify to increase range of motion more rapidly and make it more fun and interesting, for being able to combine three-dimensional scans so that we can do new types of diagnostic that improve the results of that process and that give us surgery preparation in ways that are very unique and customized to the individual that's undergoing the procedure. There's so many ways that VR is transforming our well-being and the way that we learn and the way that we collaborate and create together. So now I'm super excited to introduce you to Jeremy Bailenson, who's doing some phenomenal work at Stanford University. Take it away, Jeremy.
In this garage, an industry was born. Literally, Silicon Valley started here. So in this garage, they were tinkering physically. At Stanford, what we tinker with is not tools like this. We tinker with virtual reality simulations and test what they do to the mind. My name is Jeremy Bailenson. I founded Stanford's Virtual Human Interaction Lab. I'm a professor that studies virtual reality. If you think about what makes us special, what makes all of us different from one another, there's of course a genetic component, but it's really about your experiences. If you think about the top 10 things who've made you, you, a lot of those are going to be 5-minute, really intense, wonderful, and maybe some not so wonderful experiences along our journey. What VR does is it gives you this fantastical experience that could be built by any programmer to do anything. However, the brain treats it as if it were real. And so working with HP, we're designing an amazing set of experiences that really make you rethink hard issues. And one of our lines of research for 15 years now has asked the question, how are we going to use VR to solve tough problems? And the paradigm of the virtual mirror is you walk up to a mirror, you put on the goggles, you're in virtual reality, and you see yourself. We've scanned your body and it looks like you, and then we hit a button and you become a different gender, a different race, and you then occupy someone's body, you walk a mile in their shoes. VR becomes a tool to study how other people experience the world and bridging that gap between the self and others. We treat virtual reality as a medium and we ask the big question, what is a person in an age where VR is everywhere? How is this medium going to change the world?
In augmented reality, we think about that technology being used for being on the job. If I have a question, if I'm operating the equipment in an unsafe way, if I need to bring up documentation on the fly while I'm operating the machine for something that I don't do very frequently, if I need to call an expert to have them help me with a temporary situation that I have or to troubleshoot a problem, these are all great applications for being on the job and being able to bring in help or expertise either through specific kinds of assets and three-dimensional overlays onto the machine, or by being able to call people and to be able to interact where they can see what I'm seeing and we can have visual communication in an immersive way with augmented reality. So virtual reality before I get on the job, with training, with simulation. Again, it may also be used for well-being, for meditation, for soft skills training, and for certain kinds of therapeutic applications. And then augmented reality, at least in a commercial setting, is very often used for while I'm on the job. So within our companies and our enterprises, as we're thinking about addressing a challenge or an opportunity with extended reality type of technologies, we need to look for a trusted partner. And we need to think about exactly what it is that we need. We need to provide a better customer experience. We need a solution that has return on investment and that makes the most of those investments and that drives the revenue that we expect. We need a solution that will shorten our development cycle times and that will make sure that we're working in ways that are leveraging all the skills of our people in the most efficient and effective way possible. We need a solution that's secure from end to end. So as we work with a technology partner who's helping us form up these solutions, we want to make sure that we have the trust that we need in their IT and their technology security capabilities. And then finally, we need a solution that's manageable and reliable and that streamlines how we can update our devices, how we can manage content to those devices and content to our workforce, and how all of that provides the analytical insights that we need to make sure that we're driving that revenue and that ROI that we were talking about. And then finally, we need a partner who can support the solution globally, as many enterprises have distributed workforces and distributed solutions and customer bases that are global. And so these are some of the high-level things that we understand at HP that are going through the minds of our key stakeholders within the enterprises that we serve. As we think about virtual reality solutions, typically we're going to take one of two approaches. Number one, we're going to consider what we call PC-attached VR. And that's where we have a VR headset that's connected to a laptop or a desktop that's VR ready, and we're actually running the VR applications on the computer, and we're experiencing them typically on a headset, a VR headset that's tethered to the computer. So the VR headset becomes a stereoscopic display for that computer that includes interactive hand controllers. And obviously that headset's also tracking our head in 6 degrees of freedom with X, Y, Z, and pitch, yaw, and roll. Now the second approach that we might consider is what we call all-in-one or standalone virtual reality. And that's where we have a VR headset that has the compute built into the headset, so we don't need a separate computer. That's obviously more mobile. It has more or less instant on. It has a simple phone-like interface. Typically all the content is stored on the memory on the device. It's easy to ship or to put in a suitcase or a travel bag. And so again, it's convenient, it's relatively inexpensive. It won't have the high fidelity VR experience that a computer will have with the high power GPU, but for many VR applications, the 3D rendering capability of that headset will be sufficient for the application that it's being used for. So again, the trade-offs are high fidelity, high power compute with a laptop or a desktop attached to a PC attached VR headset, or an all-in-one or standalone VR solution where everything is built into the headset, which will have benefits for, again, ease of deployment, mobility, ease of use, and some ease of maintenance type of trade-offs. So typically, any enterprise who's looking to deploy a solution, if they're looking for workflow-based solutions for product development and architecture, engineering, and construction, in many cases they actually may favor a PC-attached VR headset. And for other applications where mobility, ease of use, and where the rendering quality is good enough on a standalone VR headset, that will be the preferred solution. So that brings us to our HP's recently announced, back in April of this year, platform solution we call HP Extend XR. And what HP Extend XR is it's a solution that solves many of the problems plaguing anybody who's scaling out with the standalone or all-in-one VR headset solution. These are typically Android-based devices running with the latest and greatest Android cell phone GPU and CPU chipsets that drive our most advanced cell phone technology. And these all-in-one headsets are really awesome solutions for scaling out a lot of different kinds of VR applications within your enterprise. But they are a challenge to scale in the hundreds to thousands of deployments. They're not always that easy to set up at that scale. Very often, it's not easy to distribute content and keep the content up to date on the devices. Because these devices are often consumer-first devices, they might be intimidating with their user interface for a lot of enterprise applications. And so there are a number of challenges that we need to tackle when we're putting together a VR solution in the commercial setting. And that's why we've spent the last 2 years developing HP Extend XR. It addresses all of those challenges and more. The first thing that it does is it makes it simple and straightforward to set up the devices and get them all provisioned the way they need to be able to deploy at scale. It makes it really easy to deploy apps and content and to make sure that those devices are easy to keep up to date with firmware and operating system as well as the content. And then we're able to control the headset experience with an enterprise-grade launcher that keeps it simple and straightforward and presents the apps that should be available based on IT decisions by those managing the deployment. And so we're excited to tell you a little bit more about our HP Extend XR solution. So let's take a little bit of a deeper dive now. So the first thing that we're looking for when we're looking to scale out VR solutions is a platform that can support more than one vendor's device. And so we're super excited to announce, as part of our HP Extend XR platform, that we support the all-in-one VR devices from Pico Interactive and from HTC with their Vive Focus 3. The next thing that we need in a solution is to be able to scale quickly and with a simple setup. And so being able to streamline the provisioning of the devices, again, whether it's 5, 50, 500, or even 5,000 devices, being able to do that with one or two people and to do it at that kind of scale is another important aspect in your consideration when you're thinking about management platforms for XR devices. And then finally, we need a way to easily manage 360-degree videos that might have interactivity. Our Unity and Unreal Engine application developments or applications that we've developed with other platforms. And then being able to manage these devices remotely from a cloud browser type of interface where you've got complete control over who has access and what roles are defined for those who have access to the management console. And being able to see all the devices and also understand the analytics of how the devices are being utilized within your organization. Again, HP Extend XR has all of these capabilities and much more. We hope that if you're interested, you'll come visit us at hp.com/extendxr to learn more. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, this is really cool, Scott. I've got multiple VR devices that are supported, and in the future, your platform, your HP Extend XR platform, will support augmented reality devices so that I can manage on the job or before the job solutions with one platform, and that, oh, you also support multiple devices from multiple vendors, so I can avoid vendor lock-in with different device platforms. And that this is really streamlined, so I don't need a lot of people to be able to manage large deployments within my organization. And it's simple to use. All that's cool, but what does this have to do with the metaverse? Well, as we think about the metaverse and where it's going, where we can share common spaces, we can collaborate in new ways, we can get work done in new ways. We may be going to events virtually in the future, at least at some level. And so much of the promise of the metaverse, how's what we're doing today leaning into that? Well, let's take a step back and say, okay, well, that we've got virtual reality, where when I put on the headset, everything's virtual. We have augmented reality, where I may be putting on glasses and I may have overlaid information where I'm viewing the real world with augmented information being overlaid onto my view. Or we may have mixed reality, which is where we see a convergence of augmented and virtual reality, where it can be all virtual, it can be blended 3D with the real world around us, or it could be a combination of blended 3D and simple 2D overlay that augments our view of the world. And so longer term, a lot of the pundits are seeing a convergence around mixed reality, where at some point far in the future, we won't need VR anymore. It will all be mixed reality. It will either be see-through or pass-through video mixed reality. And that's where the metaverse is going to start coming into its own. Now, it may be more than 5 years out before we have the metaverse, but it's the applications that we've talked about today, including the platforms like HP Extend XR, that are going to make it possible for us to build up the critical mass of adoption and create the experiences and the dedicated collaboration to get work done that starts the process of building out a more expansive and more broadly adopted metaverse. And so that's why I've spent so much time today talking about the commercial applications of virtual reality, and in the not too distant future, the commercial applications of augmented reality, and how being able to scale those solutions with platforms like HP Extend XR prepare us for the future, the exciting future of the metaverse that's coming in the not too distant future. I thank you for your time today. Again, huge thank you to the Global Metaverse Forum for inviting HP to participate, and we hope that you enjoy all of the sessions that are available on this broad and exciting event platform. Thank you and have a great day.